to it is what I call the service log. We designed this application primarily for phone usage. Folks are either fixing equipment on the shop floor or out there in the field. I'm going to do a live demo. There might be hiccups, but so be it. Okay. First of all, we need to register the job. To get started, you can either type in, like I'm doing right now, or you can simply upload or take a picture of whatever you have. For example, I'm going to upload a Vim plate. Then it will automatically recognize, hey, this is the VIN, but it's now 17-digit VIN, which it should be. Looks like an older generation has an 11-pin VIN, but you can confirm it is correct. Then it will automatically fill that spot. If you're on a phone, this will make it easy. By the way, it does ask you the failure date and engine hour at failure, also the repair date and engine hour at repair. If this repair engine hour number is smaller than the failure, it will trigger alarm. So the next step is there's some initial assessment we do expect the technician to do, which basically means, hey, what is roughly the temperature today? If it's really cold day, sometimes it matters as well. And what is the engine load, typically reflected as RPM in that operation when the failure appears. So I'm going to say this is a dairy farm scenario. You can also do on your phone is to not to type, but speak to it. Dairy farm application. Okay, so it registered that as well. So there's another way to get it in there easily. If there's any fault code related to the failure, you can type it in here, but you can also take a picture and scan in later on as well. It will recognize any fault code you can pull from the vehicle today has module fault code and engine hour associated with it. And this is designed exactly the same way. So after you get initial assessment field, then it will give you a checklist. So this checklist is basically the information the technician should keep an eye on throughout the repair. For example, if you do any pressure test, PTO test, you need to record that number, keep that as a record. Throughout the repair, you need to keep an eye on what are the potential root causes there are. If you observe anything related to that, keep notes on that. And also keep track your labor hours, how much time you actually spend on diagnose the defect versus actual repair. And also validate if there's any parts you actually repaired from your truck, you need to keep track of those parts. The simplest way is to take a picture of things. After you go through this checklist, we intentionally make it, the user has to click it so that, it's best practice. You would keep eye on those information. Then after you have two choices, you can just hit the speaker button and speak to it, which you can see is actually dictating what I'm saying right now. For the sake of a demonstration, I'm going to copy paste what I've already typed in as an example. Okay, so we built in a mechanism which I call 5Y analysis. I'm sure some folks probably heard that as well. What it does, it basically is provoking the user to keep digging a little bit deeper to get the observations registered for root cause analysis purpose. So in this example, the customer complains that there's stiff steering issues. The technician basically swap out the cylinder, didn't really take apart, didn't really look at if there's any oil leakage, gasket issues, what's causing it. Simply just swap out parts. So you can see the bot basically asking, what do you think about the root cause is, right? Is it an internal leakage or external leakage? I'm just going to say no idea because I didn't look at it. What it does, it basically keep asking you, right? Did you see any scratches on the cylinder rod? Any conditions? Any seal damages? So if I'm telling it, I see some rusty spots, it will keep asking me, where do you see the rusty spots? Piston. Then it will dig out a little bit more findings of what you saw as a technician in the field. I'm just going to say pit the surface. Okay. Then once it believes it got the 5 why question all answered, it will give you the summary, breakdown by symptom, root cause, cultural part, repair steps of what you did, and other related findings. In this way, it will make sure when OEM receives it, not only they know what the customer complains, what the root cause is, and other field observations. Next step, it will be make sure we capture all the labor cost as well as the diagnosed repair hours to get the money back, right? So let's say they travel 23 miles, diagnostic hour 1 hour, repair is actually 3 hours. Similar sort of thing, cultural part, you can either scan or you can type it in there. Then I can confirm. That's the labor part of it. Then immediately after you give the labor, that's pretty much complete the log you need to do as a technician. It will show you, hey, this is the job set up, initial assessment before the repair, and the actual repair details, parts labor breakdown. So everything looks good, then you can submit.